Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can increase your website's ranking in search results to get onto the first page of Google, the search volume and traffic that these top sites get, along with the amount of new leads that would be coming directly to your business once it's ranked. So what I've done for comparison, I've just done a few different searches here for paver installation, concrete repair, and then brickwork, all in Jacksonville. And I take the top website from each one of these search results, as well as your own site, and I put them all into this tool that I use. And it shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls your site that it uses to determine your position in search results. And then it rates its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So you can just see briefly from looking at some of these numbers why these websites are being listed on the first page. But let me go into a little bit further detail on what these numbers mean and then how you can improve yours. Now, when Google is determining in what order to rank search results, it uses two different factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which basically boils down to a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained when other domains or websites refer back to yours and then they create a link. This acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So to give you a quick example, if say the local news station did an article on their website for the top 10 best paver companies in Jacksonville area, and in that article, the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now, backlinks can come from a lot of different types of websites, including blogs, editorials, guest posts, press releases. However, one important and very strong type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory. Those directories include Yelp, Yellow Pages, Super Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually all free. It just takes some time to find them, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So as you can see by the number of websites that are linking back to these, why Google is placing more trust and authority in these sites and listing them at the top of the page. And you can also see depending on what keyword and what business that they're in, there obviously is a difference in amount of trust and authority. However, there is a very important distinction to make here that it's not just about the sheer quantity of all these links and these websites that link back to them, it's also the quality. So a lot of websites are spammy, and especially ones that are outside the United States. So we want to make sure that you're finding highly authoritative and trustworthy websites, but they also have to be relative to the services that you offer in the industry that you're in. So something to do with pavers, construction, remodeling, something to do with that. So that way they're passing this trust and authority through the link back to your website. Now, the second factor for ranking the website is actually your content on the page. As you can see, it's not picking up any keywords. So if I just use this competitor just as to show you an example of how this works, you can see that these are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do some market research, as well as some competitor research to find all the highest volume keywords relative to the services that you offer and then the areas that you service, and make sure that those are being included and picked up on your site. So for instance, Pavers, Jacksonville, Florida, that's being searched 500 times a month. If your website was on the first page, these 500 customers would be seeing you every month. And then we're extremely conservative, and Google Analytics estimates that about 10% of total search volume converts into a lead for the business, whether through a phone call or a form submit email to the website. So that's a potential of 50 new leads coming into your business every month. Now, depending on what the close rate and conversion percentage is for your specific business, and then obviously the profit margin varies from job to job, but you can see how the sheer number of leads coming into the business every month can definitely add up to some revenue at the end of the year, and that's just for one keyword phrase. So then repeat that same process for all the highest volume keywords, and then you can see how a lot of that traffic can definitely add up to some business revenue for you. However, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we take a look at the page here, the layout is looking pretty good. We've got the information at the top. I would probably suggest maybe adding some services and all these about and things. We usually like to have all drop-down menus right at the top so people can easily navigate exactly where they need to go. It's great that you have it so it's one click to an email. I would also suggest that you do the same thing for the phone number. We call it click to call. The majority of people that are searching nowadays are on a mobile device. So we want to optimize this for the mobile devices. So we want this to be a button that they can just click and it automatically puts the phone number into their dialer. Same thing with how you're doing with the email. But the issue that I'm seeing here is there just isn't a whole lot of content on the page itself. And the reason that's a problem is because Google doesn't care about the layout. It's just going to come in and it's going to count all the words and text on the page. Now, it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words on a home page because it assumes that the more information you have, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you. Now, while it's counting all the words, it's also searching for those keywords, so any of your services and locations. However, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So the more services or locations or keywords in general that you want to be found for means the more content that you have to add to the page. So for instance, stonemasonry is a keyword, same thing with brickwork. However, there's no content to qualify it. And then furthermore, if you do want to get a keyword picked up by Google, the 150 words of content also has to be relative to the keyword itself. So if you want to get picked up for concrete repair, then there has to be 150 words of content that are related to and speaking about concrete repair. So how this looks in search results, the first thing that's always going to show up is what's called the Google Map Pack. Now this is a pretty important area to try to get into because a lot of traffic will come to these sites since they're at the top of the page. Now to be listed in here is free, and to get higher up in the rankings, you just need to optimize your Google Business profile, which is part of your Maps app. So you can do it right from a smartphone. You want to try to add as much information in here as you possibly can. So all the services that you offer, the area, even the hours of operation. Then in your business description, you're allowed 750 characters. You want to completely fill that out, including some keywords in there as well. Then you want to add photos of your work that are geolocated and tagged from within your service area, as well as posting onto your Google profile on a regular basis. Google really rewards activity on the profile. Then you want to collect as many of those reviews and get as many citations as possible. Your name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. So then underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. This is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up in the list you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites is going to help you climb and outrank the competition. Then once your website is ranked, you'll be getting all that search volume and all those leads coming directly to your business. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it shows you how you can scale some of your online presence, but please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like to go into any further details. We could talk about some of your goals for the business, including specific services or areas that you want to get some more traction into, and then we could do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And we always appreciate at least getting feedback as well, just to find out if information like this was useful for you. So please let me know what you thought. I appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you.